Hi everybody, here we are at the trailhead of Camp Michaux at Michaux State Forest in Pennsylvania. This is my first YouTube video about the subject of Bigfoot and to see if this is a fictitious anomaly in the psyche of the North American perspective. But here we go. So here we are at the beginning of the trailhead again. I think I just heard a fox or something in the distance. So I'm just gonna kind of skedaddle my way along. If I can find this trail. Yeah, apparently Camp Michaux used to be a summer camp in like the 50s and the 60s, and unfortunately it kind of fell into disrepair, and there's the building in the background there. So we're just gonna make our way through these wonderful thorns here and see what's in the clearing. There we go. So I believe this is the site of the old campsite right here. Some more trail markers there. Take the road less traveled here. If anything, throughout these Bigfoot quests I'm going on, I just want to see the history of different states, different areas, and just getting out there. I think a lot of things just kind of get lost to time, so maybe if we can reimagine these areas, we can learn something. I don't particularly have bear spray, but I suppose the other selfie stick I have in my backpack could provide some type of protection. That'll probably go on my tombstone. But yeah, this gets real rural real quick. So Yeah. I try and stay away from the paranormal and things like that. I don't know. I find that to be fictitious sometimes. But I suppose I'm more of a biology guy for the whole Bigfoot thing. I always wonder who makes these trails, you know? God, who cuts these out? Whew. This is a little thorny here. I'll give you that. I guess my supposition about all this is I really feel like these things, you know, live on mountains or ridges because they are nicknamed ridge walkers. So I feel to kind of stay away from humanity. They live as far away from us as possible because we are an invasive species. And every time you hear a wood knock in the forest, it's not necessarily a Bigfoot. It is probably just a woodpecker. But this trail's a lot cooler than I thought it would be. It does seem to kind of end here. So I don't know, maybe they find humanity, we're their TV, right? So if there used to be a camp here, maybe this used to be their television channel, you know, 40, 50 years ago. And now some guy from the suburbs of Philly is looking for them in the woods, if they exist. So, I believe I'm going to turn around at this point because I'm off the beaten track and I do not want to get lost. So let's head back down to old Camp Michaux. And maybe we'll get escorted out by one of our hominin brothers, if they exist. It's amazing how the land reclaims everything, you know? Next time I need to wear thicker pants because these thorns are getting me. That's all part of the mystery of it though, right? If you're not getting stuck with thorn briars, then Probably not in the right way. Here's a common Bigfoot fascination. Sometimes everyone thinks that every single broken tree in the forest is created by this unproven species. Well, 4 or 5 months from now, it's going to be quite snowy. So, see this tree right here? Probably a snow load, just like tens of millions of other trees that have broke because of snow loads. So, I feel like the biggest part of finding a type of Sasquatch species is knowing what not to look at, right? Like, and this is always the #1 culprit, right? So let us move on. Beautiful, crisp, early November afternoon. I might not find Jack Squatch in the forest, but I will find a great deal of beauty. So that's kind of all I'm looking for. Tour to stop 4. Let's don't mind me, folks. I'm still getting used to this new gimbal I got. It has like an auto rotate where it tries to stay level to the horizon, but sometimes when you're going down a hill, it's not always the most easy thing to maintain. I believe this is the furnace of the old Camp Michaux. Gosh, look at that. Look about abandoned ruins. Jeez. Here's the more proper entrance, I believe. unstable masonry right there. Always good. Here's more of the old abandoned Camp Michaux. Jeez. My goodness. All right. I think next stop we're going to take a look at the Sunset Trail. So join me in a couple of seconds. See, this is why we go out in the woods, folks, because here we have Camp Michaux, which actually served as a secret German and Japanese military prison during World War II. That's pretty awesome, right? So, yeah, there we go. Nazis in Appalachia. Sounds like a book. Pretty crazy. So, not only was Camp Michaux here for mundane reasons of just another walk in the park, it served as a military prison as well. Pretty amazing. See, something from my travels, even just as a camper, I've come to realize that squirrels are ridiculously loud in the forest. Yeah, look at these weird concrete reinforcements. Huh. Who knows what they were for? Oh, there you go. There's another prisoner camp. Yay. I wonder if this links up to the Sunbelt Trail. Not sure. We'll have to find out. Here we are on the connector road from Camp Michaux to the Sunbelt Trail. So may not be as exciting as old prisoner camps, but functional otherwise. Oh wow, see, this little bridge here. Look at that. Goodness knows how old that is. Man, it's fascinating what engineers can build, even the mundane. Here we still are on the connector road to the Sunbelt Trail. Absolutely isolated around here. Really. Even on the road. They always say that some of the best sightings are, there's that stillness in the air. And I think that's true. The big inhale before the exhale, right? Right. It's amazing what a short distance in a car can be a tortured walk on the road. That's where I'm at right now. All types of adventures out here, even on motorcycles. Lots of cabin sites around here, which either A is the lead into a horror movie, or B, Sasquatches have been known to kind of hang around them for some human theater. Is this the trailhead? Nope, just another cabin. Hopefully I'm coming up on it soon. Well, sometimes in life you have to accept defeat. And I parked way too far away from that trail. And with the sun going down, probably not the best idea to go to a unfamiliar trailhead. Maybe if I'll take the car back to it and try and get there. But there are all these cabins, this area, which is pretty fascinating. You're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And like I said, I bet you old Bigfoot is slap on the side of one of these cabins. And folks don't even know what it is. But that's the nature of this game. But safety is the prerogative when you're out in the wilds like this. All too often, people get lost, and not even that deep of wilderness terrain. So, like I said, number one prerogative is always safety, because losing your life over a fictitious species is probably not a good idea. Beautiful weather though, beautiful. Here's that stillness again, especially through here. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize I was walking downhill. Oh. It does pay to go to the gym, folks, which I did. I've been considering also for some trips using my bicycle on the back trails, just kind of speed things up. Leave me some comments and thoughts about how everybody feels about that, because if I can speed up the search, I would definitely multiply my coverage area. But I think this was the right deal. This is the right idea. Don't trade one trail for another. The mountains of Appalachia can quickly become Jurassic Park when there's nobody around. All right. Hopefully next time I see you, I will be at the Sunbelt Trail, or potentially even further north, which in my supposition is potentially where they're at. Just made my first rookie mistake. I shut off the camera And I think that's just because a little bit of tiredness, exhaustion, and nothing happened, but that's just one of those things where if the camera's not rolling, there's gonna be no proper footage, right? So I always have to be quick to the trigger, because at any moment something could happen. And I don't want to be talking about my Bigfoot experience. I want to be showing my good Bigfoot experience. So I hope the people in the cabin just heard me say that. But another little break, and I'm going to try and get back to the car, then I guess double back to the Sunbelt Trail. Maybe it's just a good time for me to talk a little exposition here. See a lot of videos out there, and there's a nice trail down there. Might be private though. See a lot of videos out there that are maybe not what I want, you know, and the volume of content is not always there. So I figured to myself that maybe I should try and do this. I did go to film school, so hopefully whatever craft I learned there, I can transfer onto the videos I make. And it's good just to get out in nature. I mean, that's what it is. Sometimes we get locked up in our city views, and we forget that most of North America, at least, is just this, just a woods. Oh, look at that. I completely walked past the Sunset Rocks Trail. Oh my goodness. Oh, here goes nothing. Here we are. They always say that animals are the most active around dawn and sunset, so hopefully if I'm on the Sunset Trail, maybe I'll happen upon something. Plus, it's pretty widely known in the Bigfoot community, at least, that these animals tend to hang around rocks, and I think that reflects their intelligence, because you know, stony structures have great fields of view, and if you're able to have a good clear view of your environment, that is definitely going to save you in terms of any type of predator or something like that that could potentially make you a snack. Oh wow, this is happy accident. Usually when following trails, you have to follow the blazes, and as you can see up ahead, there's a blue blaze, and that's what we're supposed to follow for the Sunset Trail, and it's sunset, so it's meant to be. Usually with blazes, they have 2 strikes indicating direction. This looks just like one, which is fine. I guess one of my goals of doing this is if I can get any type of recorded sounds or something, I think I'll be a pretty happy bloke. Trail's pretty off-road. Lots of rocks. Happy. Got some new boots. But this is more of a proper trail. The Camp Michaux is kind of like almost like a historical park, and that was okay, I guess. But I'm hoping this parallels the road. It'll help me double back to Camp Michaux. Here's a nice little bridge here. Excuse our appearance. Trail improvement work in progress. Thank you, Michaux State Forest. Oh, no problem. That'd be fancy for me. More rural, the better. I feel like old Bigfoot. I feel like he prefers off the beaten path. Yeah, this is pretty primitive though. Gotta quasi watch where I'm going. Man, look at that uprooted tree there. Jeez Louise. That's crazy. Wonder how deep this goes. I don't know. My spidey sense is tingling though, because it's getting kind of darker. Yeah, I think I am going to double back, because it is getting dark. Plus, I'm not seeing any more blue blazes out there, which could be an issue. pretty dead forest right now. Did I think I was going to find Bigfoot on this trek? Absolutely not. What I hoped to find was proper filming techniques to eventually do that in the future. But having all my friends come along with me in YouTube land, that always makes me feel better. I guess I have to say the obligatory like and subscribe at some point. I'm a new YouTuber in my fledgling wings, but like I said, hopefully with my film skills, I'll actually be able to deliver a decent product. My goodness, I really walked past that Sunset Trail. Oh. Always love these rocky outcrops. Always fascinating to. When I was a freshman in college, I scoffed at my professor who just was randomly designating me as my freshman guidance counselor. He was a geology teacher. All these years later, boy, did I wish I went down that route. It would have been fun. Oh, gotta follow the blue blazes. Don't want to get lost. Been lost on a trail before. Not even it was like a small state park, Maryland. And I mean, we could reference kind of the roads around us, but it definitely becomes a scary feeling when you're trying to get your bearings. Oh man. Yeah. I feel like that's where they live, on the ridges. All the way up there. I really think that's just the way they're avoiding us. I guess this gives me a little bit of time to talk about my perspective on, you know, what they are. I think they are evolutionary descendant of Gigantopithecus, and I just think from the evolutionary geography of how Beringia connected to Asia, I really think that they Gigantopithecus was a 10-foot orangutan that lived in southern China and Sumatra and Indonesia. They know for sure at least 300,000 years ago, and I really feel like it is some type of evolutionary descendant. Actually, I'm gonna go off the trail so I can get back to the road. Migrational patterns. That's the word I was looking for. You look at, migrational patterns of where this creature could have come, I really feel that when it crossed the Bering Strait, that it just came to North America. I mean, look at the Yeti and the Yeren in China, and the Yowie in Australia, which people need to remember that 20,000-30,000 years ago, the water sea levels were much lower, and I think this allowed this species to make it to North America. So that's my walking hypothesis. And never did I ever think that I'd ever be, I don't know, involved in this subject, but yeah, I think it's a fascinating enigma, right? Mystery. And I feel like the potential is there for it, you know? I feel like when I took the blue pill and I was listening to a podcast, and I remember it was like Coonbo and Bear. I don't even know if they still have that podcast. And they were talking about like giving Bigfoot tours, right? And I was like, what the hell? I was like, it was just like some random podcast that I came across, right? And I mean, it really, the conviction of these two gentlemen really seemed authentic, you know? And they were Bigfooters in the big thicket in eastern Texas, and they, you know, had this supposition that Bigfoot was in eastern, in the big thicket, and they actually got to a point where, oh, I got this rock and roll, Jesus. They got to a point where you know, they were giving these tours, and it just seemed like such an odd thing. Like, who would just fabricate, like, you know, and not only that, but they actually got like kicked out of doing these tours because I think they were charging for them in like a state park or something, and that was kind of like a big no-no. I think they got like some type of license revoked or something. But yeah, all right, I will meet you back at the car. Wow, look at this root system. Jeez, look at that tree. Oh, I think the car's right over here. And I think I'm just gonna keep on walking on this road, just because it seems pretty safe. Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill Bigfoot. Here's the old Nazi Axis power prisoner camp. It was in the 40s. Crazy. Sorry if my camera work wasn't the best at the beginning. Still trying to piece things out in terms of getting the old camera to work. But I think I got it down a lot more now. There's where we started. Camp Michaux. You have a trail there. I always love these like old lightning strike forests like that. Little fires that kind of go through, and it just looks like a barren wasteland. Saw some hunters back there. I wonder if they have their tree blinds that they hunt from. Many instances of hunters hiding in the trees and being accosted by these creatures. I believe Dave Bloodies actually has a whole movie about that. The Missing 411 series. He's a wealth of knowledge. Yeah, kind of just sticking to my prime directive of safety. With the sun setting, I don't want to push anything, so here we are on the Bunker Hill Road here. It's more like a trail, and seems a lot safer than getting too far off the beaten path. Oh, I think I see a couple of duck blinds. I suppose these creatures are smart enough to avoid those. I'm gonna call it quits for a little bit, everybody. Thanks for coming along.